There is a big switch going on among the top three banks in America. We're talking Wells Fargo and Company, Chase, and Citigroup. Of course, B of A is continuing foreclosure sales at a normal pace. And then they believe that they're going to be okay in terms of being within the guidelines. But I want to find out from someone who is a leader within the industry, what has changed to cause these three banks to virtually halt foreclosures. Nectar Kalajian is with us. She is the Chief Operating Officer for Skyline Financial, which is the parent company of Security Pacific Home Loans. And in the interest of fair disclosure, they are one of the advertising partners here on the program. But she is in her own right an authority in the industry, more than 3.5 decades in the field. Nectar, thank you for being here this afternoon.
Hello, David.
So tell me the meaning of this announcement that the three big banks are nearly halting foreclosures after the U.S. tweaks orders. What does that mean?
Well, actually, confusion. Right. And the reason for that, David, is because the consumer is confused today. Is it better for me to go and pursue modification, or is it better for me to go after foreclosure? Each bank has two different departments. One, their initiative is to increase the modification process to help the consumers through modification. And another branch would be for foreclosures.
Yes.
And to foreclose on properties. The two arms do not communicate to each other. In addition to that,
is that good or bad, Nectar?
It is bad. It is bad when the two arms don't communicate to each other. They create confusion in the consumer's mind, and the consumer, once they receive the foreclosure notice, they anticipate that foreclosure is completed, so they vacate the property. When they vacate the property, here's what happens. What they feel is that they have vacated the property, they're off the hook, so therefore they're not responsible for that property that is going into a foreclosure. However, the banks do not look at it that way. What they anticipate is that I'm sending you the foreclosure notice, but you are going to be responsible for the unpaid debt, taxes, and repairs of that property until the property is sold and it's gone.
So what then would you think would be a better course for the property owner?
As you know, the government has placed a lot of restrictions to the servicers, on the servicers, to make sure that there is proper disclosure and notification to the consumer. And that's where the issue is today. Just like when we originate a loan, we have to disclose to the consumer not once, not twice, sometimes 8 or 9 times during the origination process from the time we actually complete an application all the way to closing. The same should happen during the foreclosure process. A bank should disclose to the consumer every step of the way where they stand, what their responsibilities are, and they make sure that they make their consumers aware that by just not paying a mortgage and deciding to go through the foreclosure process, that they're not being relieved from their responsibilities.